3 warnings first-time home buyers need to hear right now. My director of sales, Austin, and I do a live stream on the first Saturday of every month, and every month we go over the market, we take questions on the market, and a lot of questions this past go around have been from buyers asking, should I buy now? I'm a first-time home buyer and I don't know what to do. I dug into the research and there are a lot of people buying homes in Metro Detroit right now. In fact, as of this filming in December 2022, over 2,000 homes are going pending per week. 2,000 people are accepting offers on their homes per week. Here's my message to first-time home buyers. You need to look out for yourself first and foremost. Before your loan officer, before your realtor, your own desire even to want to be a homeowner, your parents pushing you if you're Gen Z. In this video, I'm going to go over 3 warnings that I have, and hopefully you can get some better clarity and resolve around, should I buy now or should I wait? Cutting to the punchline, there is no wrong answer. I'm Mike Byrne, a local real estate agent in Metro Detroit, and over the last 22 years, we've helped thousands of families, and I've seen it all. If you get through this video and you're not scared off of buying a home, and for the record, I do believe in home ownership as a vehicle for wealth creation and frankly, great memories and stability, call me. I'd love to work with you and scope out our reviews on Google. Interest rates are not going down, guys. As of the filming of this, interest rates were at 6.5%. They were just 7% a little bit ago. They've ticked down, and that was expected. The Fed is still actively waging the war on inflation, and I would not be shocked at all to see them start with an 8 before they start with a 5. There are a couple great articles on housingwire.com that goes over the current situation, and in a nutshell, the Fed is trying to slow down this superheated economy, and raising interest rates curbs businesses specifically from spending. This example is very simplistic, but it works. General Motors wants to make a new truck. When they invest $20 billion into the factory to build the truck, they don't do a cash outlay, they borrow most of it. And up to this point at a low interest rate, which also means low risk, they have to sell less trucks to cover the cost of production, the cost of the loan. At a high interest rate, General Motors is going to think twice. They're going to run those numbers a couple extra times. And if they decide not to make the truck, that would sell at, let's say, the General Motors average of 75,000 vehicles per year. That's 75,000 less vehicles that need chips, steel, rubber, all the things. That's also hundreds of tons of concrete not needed to build the factory, thousands of miles of wire, and on and on and on. Both of those things not happening slow demand on those things like chips and wire and concrete and slow inflation. It's very overly simplistic, but it's also very accurate. Now, a lot of people are still mourning that they could have gotten a 3 or a 2.5% interest rate, and I will accept being the bearer of bad news because I prefer honesty to slimy sales tactics. Guys, that time is over and it's not coming back, at least not in this next decade. Don't let any realtor, loan officer, or anyone else make you believe otherwise. Don't let them push you up in price to a home that you really don't want to afford. Not that you can't afford it, because they're not going to give you a loan if you can't, but that you don't want to afford on the hopes that you're going to see that 2.5 or 3% interest rate in the next year or two. We probably won't see it for a decade. The world as we know it is a 4.5 or a 5% once it actually comes down in 2024. And it's going to be there for a very long time once it gets there. Second warning for first-time home buyers. Logically speaking, it does not actually make sense to buy a home right now. And before all my real estate friends find out where I live and come over with fire and pitchforks and burn the monster, let me explain. I see my home as an investment, but only so much that I have to live somewhere. A mortgage at least gives me a tax write-off. I've got a chance to build equity through paying it down. It will go up in value over time, but it's more than that. I get to paint, I get to decorate, I get to add value to it or not, and it doesn't matter because it's mine. I mean, it's my choice, right? I get the sense of pride of home ownership that goes with it, and there's a real value to that. Further, a lot of us were seeing such great returns that we did treat our homes as bank and investments. I mean, to be real, from the start of COVID in 2020 until the end of 2022, home values did go up 45%. The average American, however, is now in their home for 13 years, but the average millennial 5.5. Why? Their original homes appreciated in one direction, the cost of the bigger home went in the other direction when interest rates went down during COVID, so it completely made sense to do a double junk and make that move that they would normally wait an extra 5 years for. My parents, however, who have been in their home for 24 years, have no end game. They're in their end game. They're actually in their end game home. So they stayed. Now, it doesn't make sense to house hack when home values are flat and will probably decline roughly 10% in 2023. To buy a house, wait 2 years and move plan some of my clients and friends took advantage of to either house hack or build a rental portfolios is gone. 5 to 10 years is the new time horizon. If you're not looking at that, this is not the time to buy. I'll say it differently. If you're gonna be in your home 2 or 3 years or less, don't even bother buying it. Just keep renting. You will save money. 3. Now before 3, hit the subscribe button and the like button if you're getting some value. It's right there. This is good content. I believe in what I'm saying, and it's a good channel to get the truth about what's happening out there. Go ahead, give it a boot. Somewhere someone is gonna watch this video who actually needs to hear this info and hit their feed because you hit the like button. Thank you. 3, there are people that are buying right now, and if it's right for you, do it. We helped 70 buyers in the last 30 days in a home, and I'm really proud of that. But there's gotta be a strict guideline to buy right now and win. Before this, it was literally buy anything at all costs, and you still won. Now in the next 2 years, your you're not getting appreciation, you're getting shelter. The car that's in your driveway is a depreciating asset, but you also need a car. The car goes down in value, but you still need to get from A to B. If you hold onto the car long enough, the cost per year is way lower than a lease or a new car purchase, and it's the same with a home right now. You gotta hold on to your home. All right, let's go a little bit deeper. You made the decision to buy. Do not get into one of those 3-2-1 loans. Video on the pros and the cons here, and surprise ending, they're almost all cons. I mean, they're actually pretty big cons. I see a lot of people getting into those 3-2-1 loans on the premise that they're gonna have that lower interest rate forever, even though it automatically goes up 1 point every year for 3 years or 2 years, depending on which one you get. And don't buy in the premise that you're gonna expect interest rates to go down to 3%, so you're stretching yourself too far in the payment. And don't buy in the premise that you're automatically gonna get a raise at work. Even though we've gotten raises, the average American has gotten a raise by 11% over the last 5 years, incomes have gone up, is no guarantee that it's going to continue to happen in the future, right? Also, look at the rates in the home that you want and your rent. It probably will be similar or the same, but it might not. If your rents are 20 to 25% lower, you've lost the tax and principal advantage that homeownership gives. It may make sense to just keep on renting. If it's about the same or within 5 or 10%, then go ahead and make that purchase. It actually makes financial sense because of the refund that Uncle Sam's going to give you, plus you're paying the principal portion down for roughly the same payment as what you're renting. So that's 2 bonuses. Finally, if you've gotten this far into the video and you're still looking to buy, try to strategize as best as possible, and there are 2 main ways to do this. First, ask your agent to look for VA loans or assumable mortgages. When we're working with buyers right now, the first thing we're doing is we're pulling everything with a VA loan, and I pay for that data, it's all out there, to get their balance and their interest rate. The reason is because VA loans are assumable for the low price of a $2K closing fee to the Veteran Administration. And what does this mean? It means if you're a buyer and you're looking at homes that a vet owns and that vet has a 3% interest rate, you can actually take over that mortgage. It now becomes your mortgage, right? No different than getting a loan, really. If the property value's gone up, often you can pay the seller what you would have used for the down payments, because that's typically speaking about the difference. So instead of paying the down payment to the bank, and voila, you now have a loan with an interest rate of 3% versus 6.5%, just like all your friends are getting. Here at Metro Detroit, for the average home price and mortgage, that's a $550 savings per month. And Money Hack, what do you do with that money? See my investing guide, it's on that channel. Surprise, surprise, it doesn't matter, dinner's out or Christmas lights, and it's also a good time to note, I've got over 22,000 Christmas lights on my house right now. Big Christmas guy. Second, and a bit more intricate, are what's called subject twos. When you buy a home and the seller keeps their mortgage at a lower interest rate on the property, but you start making that 3% rate payment. As an investor and a buyer looking for a home myself right now, my sales director and I have done 4 subject twos just in the last 30 days because rents are up, and with a low interest rate, why wouldn't we buy it and have some positive cash flow immediately? Call us directly on that. We love getting creative to save you as much money as possible, and we have referral partners also across the entire US that are trained just like our guys are. As an example, if you're looking in Orlando, we're going to direct you over to Ken Posick. If you're looking in Arizona, Phoenix area, we're going to direct you over to Brian Gubernick. These guys are not only amazing real estate agents, but they're also investors, so they're very versed and versatile when it comes to how to get the best interest rates for clients. How do you get a 3% interest rate in a 6.5 market? I'll do a video on that alone if I can get 100 likes and 100 comments on this one. Okay, so there it is. 4 reasons not to buy a home right now. Yep, I made it 4. I did not do 3. And 2 ways to save tens of thousands of dollars if you do. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, call me to help with your home purchase or sale. Thank you again, and I'm going to see you on the next video.